let's flip a coin. Head Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer.
Okay, this is Andy Graham of hoboontheroad.com. I've traveled nonstop for 16 plus years and went to 99 countries now. I'm in Sofia, Bulgaria. I answer questions from people about the world, I guess. John asked a question. He wants to know, is Cuba dangerous? Hello, I would like to know from your experience or knowledge about Cuba, is Cuba a safe place to travel? I hear many foreigners are in jail. Many of them never receive justice. Any thoughts? Thank you, John. He then writes me another email earlier. He says, I know many foreigners who are in jail there, or have been. There is no justice, just corruption and a population too scared to do anything about it. Don't ever drive a vehicle there. Then he sends me this link. Cuba is a safe place to travel to in most ways. It's probably as a tourist. You got to understand that Cuba is a sex tourism place. If you look at I have a Google alert that comes in every day that says things like German killed, American killed, foreigner killed, and it tells me where most of the crime's happening. Like Pattaya, which is another sex tourist place in Thailand, there's a lot of violence. When I was in Sosua, Dominican Republic, that's a sex tourism place, and there's a lot of violence. Sex tourist place bring in some unsavory characters, and they get in trouble. Is it a safe place to go as a traveler? Pretty much, yeah. It's a European haven for tourism. It's just not an American place because we're not allowed to go there. So the bad thing, see, you got to understand that people that are buying girls are usually going out, drinking too much, and going out and trying to be big spenders, and they'll stay out to 3 o'clock in the morning. That puts them into the danger zone. And rightly so, a lot of people do get robbed it's a Latino culture, and it's one of the more violent ones, and it's a place to get robbed. Plus, there is this illusion that any country is safe, and I don't know if Cuba is any more dangerous than where I'm at right now, Bulgaria. I just know that obviously if a person's staying 2 months in Cuba and they're only staying 3 days in Bulgaria, they have a lot more time to get in trouble. Okay, and it's not. Cuba is actually, Havana and these places are places where a lot of people will hang out for 1 or 2 months. And any place where there's expats hanging around for 1 or 2 months, they get braver and braver, and the next thing they get into trouble, and they realize that they're not in Kansas anymore. And I can't express it enough. It's really safe in the United States, okay? Yeah, but you're going to get arrested, but you're going to get out of jail. And you get arrested in some of these countries, and you may just disappear. And if you're a single person getting arrested, and you're by yourself, and you have no way to contact your family, and no family's going to miss you because they don't know where you're at, you're just an empty space. And these people come up missing, and their family at home in Kansas is sitting there going, what happened to John? And it's a real problem. I have people write me in my email saying, you was in this country, did you see this person, do you know where they're at? And they're just barking at the wind. There's no way to figure out where they're at. No country's safe except your own. So Germans stay in Germany, Americans stay in America, French stay in French, and that's where you have the process of, you're protecting your own citizens. A lot of Americans, though, I know, are sadly delusional that they're living in like a police state. And in a police state, you don't get to complain. And they're complaining like water. In police states, they just make you disappear. You don't hear complaints in police states because, like he said, in Cuba, it's just covered up, and that's what it is. It's a dictatorship, and it's not a safe place. It's only safe if you do everything right. If you want to have the right of law, Miranda, your rights told to you before you get arrested and stuff, live in America. Everything. What happens is most foreigners go abroad. Americans go abroad, or Europeans go abroad, and they think they're in heaven until the first, because they get to violate all these laws. There's prostitutes all around. They get to piss in the street. And then one day they actually get arrested. Then they cry foul, like, the country didn't have the right to enforce their laws. Then they feel like they're raped, and then they run for home. Okay. It's quite obvious that people get in trouble in these other countries and they have no rights. And I'm always laughed. America is the only country on the planet that gives rights to illegal aliens. We give rights to the illegal Mexicans in our country, like this is somehow their due right. They don't have any rights. I don't have any rights in this country. I'm in Bulgaria. I don't have any rights. And I live that way, knowing that I shouldn't talk to the police, that I should never get close to them. But Cuba, definitely have no rights. And do I feel bad? No, I'm an American. I'm grateful to be from the United States. I know I'm safe. If I get in trouble there, people do things bad. A lot of the people go abroad so that they can misbehave. I want you to realize that people have fantasies and they have things going on in their head. They have desires that the minute they get 150 miles away from home, they act on, because they know that nobody's going to socially kick them out of the society if they do it. So they go to Cuba to do their sexual fantasies, getting whipped and all these crazy things. And guess what? They get in trouble. Go figure. So the other culture's not quite as accepting of this crazy stuff as but they wouldn't do it at home, right? So they go to someplace else and act like they should allow them to do it there, which is the problem. There's like well, I won't do it at home, but I'll do it in Cuba. So they get what they deserve for the most part. But obviously you could just be the average guy. Don't rent cars. I've told this over and over and over. Renting cars is one of the most dangerous things you can ever do on the planet. Just is dangerous. The police can isolate you, they can stop you, they can do anything they want to, they pull you alongside the road, and they got you isolated. I ride in buses, they can't isolate me. I don't allow myself to be taken to the side by the police, because I'm not offering myself up on a silver platter for them by renting cars. But if I really appreciate all you guys going and renting cars. I really appreciate you guys doing this, because you're the target and not me. Thank you. Andy Graham, Hobo Traveler in Sofia, Bulgaria.